KJ Appa is here from Riverdale.
Hey.
Good to see you, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
You know, I know that you're in Vancouver and Harry Styles is all over the world, but I feel like the two of you would know each other in the universe that I'm thinking about. Have you guys ever met?
I've never met him, no.
Don't you feel like Harry Styles and KJ could run?
I mean, just on their hair alone.
Just on their vibe,
Yeah,
right?
their
Seems like a
vibe.
legend. He seems like a ledge.
He seems like a
like
ledge.
a
Well,
ledge.
you're a ledge. You're a ledge. What does KJ stand for?
It stands for Kennedy James, which is a Samoan. Kennedy is a Samoan name, named after my father.
So when you were growing up, did your mom call you KJ or Canetti, or when you got in trouble, what happened?
She called me KJ.
She did?
Yeah, she called me KJ.
What about
My
when you
family
were-
calls me Cage.
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 And when you were in trouble as a child, what were you called?
KJ. It was still
KJ.
KJ, yeah.
You knew it was firm
Yeah.
when it was KJ.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to talk Riverdale for a second first, and then we'll get into some other stuff here, this movie? Let's go to Riverdale first.
Mm-hmm.
Jughead is alive.
Yeah. We knew he was, like, I feel like we really messed that whole thing up because while we were shooting all those episodes, we were still, like, showing Cole on all our Instagrams and stuff on set.
That's the thing.
We messed it up.
Did they not come down on you for that?
They didn't even care.
Because it doesn't matter.
CW didn't even really tell us anything.
But he faked his death to expose things, and so you don't really have to be careful about what you do on Instagram, although it does sort of give away some secrets.
Yeah. I mean, we should have been, in hindsight, we should have been way more cautious with that, but we weren't.
What can you tell us?
I can tell
Nothing.
you that I don't really know. I have all the secrets for next season because we're all graduating high school. So we're trying to figure out, we have figured out where we're going to go next season. It's not like any other typical show where they go off to do things. It's very different. The way that we're doing season 5 is going to be a surprise to a lot of people.
I can't help but notice you've been in short sleeves last couple times I've seen you. Did you get new tattoos?
Yeah.
You got a few of them, didn't
I
you?
showed him off.
Yeah.
I mean, they're shiny.
Are they?
I mean, they're brand new. Is that Van Halen?
That is.
I know. Wow, right on.
Yeah.
5150.
Yeah, bro.
Are you a big Van Halen?
Yeah. I love Van Halen.
How good is 5150?
So good.
What's your favorite Van Halen song?
Pound cake.
Pound Cake. See, I liked. This got what it takes. So tell me, why can't this be love?
Yeah. When it's love. Or
When it's love. Is
Yeah,
that it?
Yeah.
When it's.
Oh, no, or is
why can't this be? Well, look it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Why can't this be love?
I haven't,
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I haven't played them in a while. But man, I grew up listening to that. I'm like, oh, dude, he has a V8. That would be my tattoo.
You should get one, bro. We can have matching ones.
Can you imagine? KJ and I have matching forearms.
You should get one on your head.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break and come back. He's starring in I Still Believe in theaters. This is going to take you on the highest and the lowest of emotion.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
This is something that's talked about often, but your hair it's red, but not red. It's auburn red, right? Auburn orange.
It has a life. Like, it has a stage of life after I get it dyed. It goes from, like, being carrot orange to slowly moving to, like, copper stage. And then I'm due for a dye right now.
But I feel like you will be excited when you can take it back to your original color. Like, in a way.
Yeah, bro. As soon as I finish the season, every season I have the day after, or if not the day of wrapping, I go straight to the salon and get it back.
And do people not recognize you as much when it goes back to natural color?
It's awesome. No one knows.
That's awesome. He's starring in I Still Believe. This is based on a true story. Jeremy Camp and his wife, Melissa, there are real events that happened, and he took on this role. At what point did you realize this was something you wanted to do, and when did you meet Jeremy?
Yeah, I realized after I read the script and I saw how powerful the story was and how powerful the message behind the story was, is when I realized that I wanted to be a part of it in some kind of way. And I knew that it was going to be a huge challenge. I actually turned it down the first couple times. Because I was terrified of the role and terrified of playing a real life person and butchering it. And I felt like the story needed to be treated with a tremendous amount of respect. And I was just scared that I didn't have what it takes, kind of. But
what brought you back around?
The challenge and having that feeling, I feel like is a good feeling to have. I realized I sat with it and I embraced it, and I recognized that I had that feeling because I cared about the project, and I knew that it was going to be a huge. I knew that I was going to grow from it a lot because I was pushing myself outside of my comfort zone.
How do you take on? I mean, it is challenging, and there's an expectation, especially when this story and the human beings exist. But how was it going from love to loss in the role that you played?
It was crazy, man. Like what Jeremy went through, I had to,
He's a Christian artist, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was faced with asking myself the same asking myself questions like, man, if I had experienced this, what would I have done?
How would you react?
Yeah,
How would you respond?
the movie is about journeying through your biggest fear,
Right.
and coming out still believing and still being optimistic. And Jeremy is the most loving person I've ever met in my entire life, bro. Like he's, after hearing about what he went through and having the opportunity to play him in a movie, and then you meet him now after everything, and he's literally like a one-of-a-kind human being. You can see the love in his eyes, It's
Aw.
crazy.
Are we just going to be crying the entire movie?
You're probably going to be crying the whole time, yeah.
My
I'm
God.
loud when I cry.
I know.
Like sometimes I'm loud, I lose oxygen. It's no, real cries get me.
I know, me too. And then your throat gets all like choked up.
Do you cry often?
Every day.
Really? Okay.
I do.
I thought it was like usually people who don't cry that often go hard when they cry.
No, it's not. And Mark Consuelos, your co-star, has told me that he cries a lot too, but he had his testosterone checked just to see if his T level was high or low.
That's
and he has
hilarious.
high T. So you can cry and have high T, he told me. These are his words.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you cry often?
I don't cry that often.
Well, you need more tragedy in your life,
I know.
AJ.
Yeah.
Come on, it's been nothing but Riverdale and Upstream. I mean, of course you don't cry. It's on Riverdale.
Yeah.
What, when you sit back and, how old are you now?
22.
Jeez. When you sit back and you think about it, and you have to have a vision for your career because you've got so much opportunity. You've got to think about it. You've got to plan it out. How do you plan it?
I don't.
Really?
I really don't. I don't know how to, especially being stuck on a show, I don't have the ability to do that right now.
But you will.
I will, for sure. I feel like, I had no idea I was going to be doing a faith-based film.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like, for sure I have like a direction that I want to go in. I love shooting film. I love being in films.
But you want to be a movie star.
I want to work in cool movies for sure. Yeah. But
Is there someone that you think about that has done it really well?
I am a huge fan of Brad Pitt.
Yeah, me too.
I think Brad Pitt is
Look
not
at
only
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
the best looking person on
Yes.
the planet,
Yes.
but he's so talented and he's just a legend. I feel like if aliens came to Earth and they were like, we
They'd
need
leave him
your best
alone?
specimen.
Yeah, he
I
would
would say take Brad Pitt. Take Brad Pitt.
Do you know, this makes me... New Zealand. Now, you're from there. We've never been. We are nothing but the most beautiful stories. Mutual friends of... Mutual, I guess not mutual, but friends of Mark and mine have been there and just raved about it. Do you miss it?
Every day, bro. Every
Really?
day.
What's special about it for you?
New Zealand has, not only is it one of the most beautiful places, but there's something so special about it, and that's like just the culture and also just the vibe. You can't see the most special part about New Zealand, which is just the vibe of being in New Zealand. The people, the landscape. I think all of it mixes together to create this really. It's also my home.
Yeah.
When I'm there, I'm with my people. I feel so comfortable, and I am like myself, truly.
Well, you have a good disposition. KJ Apa,
Yeah.
he's 22. He could be my son.
He really could.
How old are you?
He's 45.
45.
Are
You could have
really?
had him
Yeah.
at 23.
He looks like 30. You look like 30, bro.
Listen,
Nah.
thank you, but
You know
it's
what's crazy, actually, bro? Is that the first time I met you, I was pretty like starstruck, like intensely starstruck.
Intensely starstruck.
well, you're the first. that's really never happened.
The
but
first show that we did to Kelly and Ryan, I was like,
yeah, that was
I was like,
First
first
time
believe
he
I'm
came
going to meet Ryan.
that's
can't believe
really funny.
Aw,
Yeah.
I
Well, we're
love
excited to
that.
meet you as well.
Yeah, you're
But it makes sense
Cool.
that you're 40
Yeah,
because that was because when I was so young, when I was like
You were an
watching
infant.
you on TV. Yeah.
You were an infant.
when he remembers the day he was born and American Idol was on the air.
That's what it was, American Idol. Yeah.
KJ App is the best. Thanks for coming in, brother. I Still Believe in theaters this weekend. Early access IMAX screenings starting today. By the way, could be my son KJ. We'll be back
Thanks,
after
Dad.
Billie Eilish.